This woman screamed at a teenage cashier for 10 minutes, then demanded a full refund, not knowing the entire thing was being recorded in high definition. What happened next is exactly what she deserved. Welcome back to Reddit Untold. I have got a stack of the most satisfying stories on the internet for you today, so get comfortable and let us get into it. Our first story was posted to r/entitled people. I manage a small electronics store, and we have cameras everywhere. For obvious reasons. One afternoon, a woman came in with a laptop she had bought 2 months earlier, well outside our return window, and it was covered in scratches with a cracked screen. Clearly dropped. She wanted a full refund, in cash. My teenage cashier politely explained the return policy and the obvious physical damage, and the woman detonated. She screamed. She called him stupid, worthless, said he would be fired by the end of the day. She claimed the laptop, quote, arrived broken, and that he had, quote, sold her a defective product on purpose. She demanded to see the manager, certain the manager would take her side. That manager is me. So I came out, calm and friendly, and asked her to walk me through what happened, and she doubled down, now claiming my cashier had also been rude and aggressive toward her, which, if you had seen this trembling 17-year-old, was almost funny. So I said, of course. Let us clear this up right now. We record everything for quality and safety. Let us just watch the footage together. Her face changed instantly. I pulled up the last 15 minutes on the monitor behind the counter. The footage showed, in crisp high definition, my cashier being unfailingly polite while she screamed inches from his face. It showed her, on a previous visit, dropping the laptop bag onto the tile floor. She went silent, then quietly said she, quote, did not have time for this, and speed walked out the door. My cashier got an apology from me and a gift card. Top comment. The instant pivot from screaming to, quote, I do not have time for this. The moment cameras are mentioned is the most predictable thing in the universe. Let me know in the comments if you have ever wanted to hit rewind on someone like that. Alright. This next one is a slow, beautiful piece of malicious compliance. Posted to r/malicious compliance. I had a manager who was obsessed with the idea that we did not, quote, read our emails carefully enough. In one meeting, frustrated that someone had missed a detail, he made a grand declaration. From now on, he said, every employee is to read every single email in full, top to bottom, before taking any action. And he did not care how long it took. He wanted, quote, no more shortcuts. Most of us just nodded. I decided to take him at his exact word. Now, our manager was famous for one thing. He sent enormous, rambling emails. 20 paragraphs to say one sentence. Forwards of forwards of forwards. Walls of text where the actual request was buried in the middle of paragraph 14. So I began, dutifully, reading every email, in full, top to bottom, before acting exactly as instructed. And when he would swing by my desk an hour later asking why I had not done the thing yet, I would say, calmly, I am still carefully reading your email in full. As per the new policy, I am on paragraph 9. Productivity. Predictably, ground to a crawl. Not just for me but for everyone who quietly followed my lead. Simple tasks took hours because his own emails were novels. When he complained to his boss that the team had slowed down, we all, very sincerely, explained that we were simply following his new directive to read every email in full before acting, and that his emails were, quite long. The policy was quietly retired within a week, and his emails got a lot shorter too. Top comment. Curing a manager of both bad policies and bad emails in one move is a public service. Let me know in the comments if you have ever complied someone into fixing themselves. Now, this next story is a dramatic one. Posted to r/true off my chest. My best friend had been dating a guy for 2 years, and something about him always felt off to me, but I could never prove it, and I did not want to be the friend who ruins a good thing over a feeling. For her birthday, her boyfriend threw her a surprise party, and honestly, he seemed to pull out all the stops. Rented space, catering, everyone she loved in one room. It looked, on the surface, like the gesture of a devoted partner. Here is what unraveled it. During the party, his phone, which he had left charging on a side table, kept lighting up with messages from a contact saved under a fake name. A mutual friend, not being nosy, just glanced over as one popped up, and it was, unmistakably, a message from someone he was clearly seeing romantically, asking why he was, quote, ignoring her tonight. That friend quietly showed my best friend, and my best friend, to her eternal credit, did not scream or cry in front of everyone. Instead, she waited until the moment he stood up to give a sweet public toast about how much she meant to him. She let him finish. She let everyone say, "or," and then she raised her own glass and said, calmly, "Thank you. And while we are sharing, I would love for everyone to meet." And she read out the fake contact name and the message from his own phone to the whole room. He turned white. His secret girlfriend, it turned out, had also, awkwardly, been invited as a, quote, co-worker. The party ended. The relationship ended. My friend, though, walked out of there with her dignity and her whole support system in one room. Top comment. She let him finish the toast first. That is the coldest, most composed power move I have ever read. Let me know in the comments if you could have waited for the toast. And for our final story tonight, we have got a big one from r/nuclear revenge. I live in a neighborhood with a homeowners association, and for years our HOA president ruled like a tiny tyrant. Selective fines, favors for his friends, threats to anyone who questioned him. He fined me hundreds of dollars for a, quote, unapproved fence that had been there, approved, for a decade before I even moved in. When I asked for the paperwork behind the fine, he told me, essentially, that he was the HOA, and dared me to fight it. He did not know who he was talking to. I did not yell. I requested, in writing, as is my legal right as a homeowner, the full financial records and meeting minutes of the association. He stalled, so I cited the exact state statute that requires him to produce them. When the records finally came, they told a story. Fines that never made it into the accounts. Contracts awarded to his own relatives. Money that simply did not add up. I organized all of it, calmly, into a clear, documented package. Then I did not go to him. I went to the other homeowners, and I called for a special meeting and a vote, both of which our bylaws guaranteed, and I laid out the documentation for everyone to see. The room, full of neighbors he had bullied and overcharged for years, was silent, and then furious. He was voted out that night, and the discrepancies were handed to people far more official than me. The man who told me he, quote, was the HOA, learned that the homeowners, together, actually are. Top comment. Sunlight and a copy of the bylaws are the natural predators of every petty tyrant. Magnificent work. Let me know in the comments if you have ever taken on an HOA and won. And that is going to do it for tonight's episode of Reddit Untold. If you made it all the way to the end, you are exactly the kind of person this channel is for. So hit subscribe so you do not miss the next batch. Drop a comment and tell me which story was your favorite. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.